Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to another video on my channel, Hairliciously. If you guys are new, please make sure to subscribe so that you guys are updated on my second hair transplant journey, as well as video topics covering current hair loss treatments in the pipeline. So I am actually in California visiting my parents, so I don't have my camera gear with me, so I'm just using my cell phone and just holding it. So please excuse me if you guys see some shakiness, but I wanted to give you guys a 2-month update. So today is actually around day 62 or day 63, and I'm actually out in the backyard. And I think a lot of people, when they show their post-op results or when they do their day-to-day update, they don't really do it outside under harsh light. So I kind of wanted to do this where outdoors, so you guys can actually get a better view of how the grafts are going in. So let me start off by showing you guys the overall hair. I'm trying to grow it out, and one of the reasons why I'm trying to grow it out is to not only cover the redness, but I've always wanted to grow it out and cover the forehead. And so that's how the left side looks. As you guys can see, some pretty good quality. And the right side, and then let me show you guys the actual hairline. So here's how everything's growing in. That's the left temporal point. Really nice. That area right there is where I had a pimple a couple days ago. I ended up popping it, and actually it's my second time getting a pimple right there, and I think it's because the hairs are trying to grow in, or it might be due to ingrown hairs. I'm not sure, but at day 60 something, you guys don't really have to worry about any of the infections or the fact that you guys are going to end up losing grafts, because all the grafts are fully anchored and you don't have to worry about that. And if you do end up getting pus or some type of pimple, the good thing is just go ahead and pop them, because it's going to just go ahead and cause further irritation. Just make sure that you use a sterile needle, or make sure to wash your hands before popping them. But overall, everything's growing in really nicely. There hasn't been too much difference from my previous update. I think the last one was around day 56. But yeah, here's how it looks. There's no itchiness, there's no scalp irritation. There is still redness that you guys can still see on the scalp, but I mean, it's slowly going away. And I'm still kind of at the early phase where the hairs are not really growing in yet. But a lot of the implanted ones, some of the ones that did not fall out, are starting to grow longer and longer, like in the frontal portion right there. So pretty excited about that. The hairs on the temporal points right here, they actually, a lot of them didn't fall out. So you guys can see how they're still growing in. And you can also still see some of the white hairs right there on the tip. And that's typically normal. There's really nothing you can do about that. You can just let it grow out and then just end up cutting it. The other thing that I wanted to tell you guys was, so I still didn't tell my mom before about the procedure here, but a couple of days ago I ended up telling her, and surprisingly she was pretty supportive and she didn't really say much. And I told her that I've always wanted to do it for a while, and I've just never had the courage to tell my parents. And the funny thing is, I told my close friends, my sister, and some of the other people around me, and also I do this YouTube channel and tell you guys, but for some reason I just wasn't brave enough to tell my parents. But a couple days ago I ended up telling them, and thankfully they were pretty supportive. And my mom had no idea. The one thing that she did kind of catch on was the back of my scalp from the first procedure. My mom actually, she cuts hair, and when I actually went to this family trip a couple months back, right before my second hair transplant, she took a look at the back of my scalp and she saw the scars. I did cut my hair pretty short back then, and she was wondering what those scars were. And then I just kind of brushed it off and changed the subject so that she didn't know. But it does come with any procedure that you get as far as a hair transplant will come with scars. And depending on how short or how long you cut your hair, it's going to be noticeable. But I got it off my chest, told my parents, and they were pretty supportive. So pretty happy with that. And I can start. So actually, my mom cuts. Like I said, my mom actually cuts hair, and that's one of the reasons why every time I came home, I didn't want to get a haircut from her because I was scared that she might notice. But now that I told her, now that I got it off my chest, she can finally cut my hair, and I don't have anything to worry about. But I just kind of wanted to address the fact that sometimes there is that stigma, and the feeling of being ashamed that you're losing hair, when in reality that shouldn't be anything that you guys should be feeling, because there's so many people that are losing hair and they want to do something about it. And instead of being ashamed, I think the best thing to do is be proactive. If you guys do want to keep the hairs that you guys have, I think you guys need to really be active about it, instead of just letting and continuing letting your hair fall. Take medication, look into hair transplants. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's females that do cosmetic surgery, and it's no different with men. You guys obviously want to look good and take good care of yourself and look younger, and there's nothing wrong with that. And on the flip side of the coin, there's nothing wrong with wanting to shave your head. I know a lot of people are like saying, hey, you should just shave your head. If you're balding, it's more masculine, it's a thing to do. But it's always a choice. For the most part, if you're severely suffering from hair loss, you are obviously limited in options. And in that case, maybe a hair transplant is not going to be something that's going to be viable for you. But there's also SMP, and even if you're suffering from moderate hair loss, you can also establish the frontal portion of the hairline and at least frame your face, and then you can always reinforce the surrounding, I guess, the areas behind it with either body hair transplants or go for a lower density or something like that. So there's always choices, and not necessarily just going the shaving route. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to shave your head, more power to you. But for my channel, for other people that are looking to keep their hair and looking at the hair transplantation, that's not going to be an option right now, because we want to keep the hairs that we have right now. And a lot of us, let's face it, more hair is better than just simply going bald. And I'm sure people that end up shaving their heads, if they're given a choice, if you really want to shave your head or do you want to retain the hairs that you have again, I'm pretty sure about 99.9% are going to go for hair. So like I said, I just wanted to kind of address that. And that's something that I was also always just self-conscious about, and the fact that I just kind of let it go and just told my parents and everyone else around me. I think that really kind of took off the load off of my chest. So pretty happy with that. I also did share to her my YouTube channel, and then I did share to her the process, and she was taking a look at the extractions and implantation, and she was very supportive. So I'm pretty happy with that, and everyone else around me is supportive. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update. This is day 63. This is the hairline, and I am going to continue to grow out my hair, and so please stay tuned for that. Also visit my website at hairliciously.com. I have micro needling devices, laser caps, my hair growth serum, supplements, and then what else? Also my new, it's the hair massager, Hairliciously hair massager, that kind of gets rid of the itchiness and then the dry scalp, which you can use on your scalp to remove all of the debris and oil. So that's actually in my previous video. So make sure to check out, or please make sure to check that out. And if you guys have any questions, please make sure to leave us some comments below. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. Take care.